Yep, 3, 2, 1. Yep, we're live. Hi, everybody. This is Mike at Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and mainly paint enhancement here in a stormy Sharpsburg, Georgia. Yes, indeed. Started just a few minutes ago. I heard the grumbling and I looked at the radar and I was like, uh-oh, here it comes. And it just got here just a few minutes ago. Intermittent downpours, but you might be able to hear some thunder grumbling. So anyway, I'm pretty safe inside the garage, I think, although I will be using the cordless buffers as much as possible, I think. I'm not too sure about that, but what, 2 days now on the hood of this bad boy Silverado. Lord have mercy. As I showed you guys the other day, a little wet sanding in spots, or damp sanding. Yep, somebody's watching. Hey, Mr. Stancil. A lot of compounding with a wool pad, rotary buffer, and then a lot of final polishing with a Lake Country black pad on a long throw, 15 millimeter long throw pro polisher. Just took time, folks, took time. Yeah, and I'd say 99% of the scratches and the embedded contaminants and all that mess, if y'all remember the photographs that was on this thing, are gone. I couldn't be more pleased with this. I mean, folks, I get down a little bit closer. Shoo-wee. That is like a mirror, folks. Got over to here. Had to be, as I showed you guys in a photograph in a video earlier, I had all these ridges taped off, and then went back and hand rubbed those, because the paint can be much thinner on these ridges, character lines, some people call them, than it is over here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So you have to be pretty careful around those. Got down to here. Oh man. I hope the rest of the truck turns out this good. And I'm fixing to attack the vent cowl. Hadn't done that yet. This is going to be a pain in here. It always is. And I was looking earlier. I don't know if y'all can see all that stuff. White dots that are down in there. I'm suspecting that is, as we talked about before. Can y'all see all that gunk down in there? From whoever polished this truck last time, they did not cover those up in its buffer sling. Or if they tried to polish these with a machine and they did not clean it up. So I'm going to have to go back. Now, if y'all remember, I had a towel over this. So none of that's from me, folks. I learned that lesson long time ago. Yeah, I don't like having to go back and try to clean that up. Of course, as you can see, some people don't bother. To me, that's part of the job, you know? Clean up your mess afterwards, folks. Come on now. You can see this is looking pretty scratched up and rough in here. So, it's going to be pretty much the same scenario. I'll compound it with these. I'll probably use a hybrid pad on these. It's a combination of wool and microfiber, I think it is. See if I can spiff that up a good bit. That's very curvy right there. It's not really flat, and this character line here continues on up to about right there. So very careful here. This will all have to be done by hand, and I'll probably do that by hand as well. I don't know if y'all can see there again. Look at all that gunk down in there. That's not from me, folks. That's from the previous detailer or body shop or whatever, making their mess. I'm hoping that's just all old compound or something, and maybe it'll come off relatively easily. But I'll have to get my little bitty detail brushes out to get down in there, and probably my Q-tips and my little wooden things with the point on them. I forget what they call those, to get down in there and clean that out of there. What a pain that's going to be. You can see that right there. That's not from me. I'm not sure what that is, but I'll try to get it out of there. That's just how picky I am. But I'll compound this and then take a look at it. I'll prep it first, which I've already prepped it a little bit, and I'll compound it and then look at it and see if any of these scratches need damp sanding. If so, I'll damp sand them, and then have to compound that again and then do the final polish, all using 3, 2, or 1 inch buffers. Anyway, I just want to do a quick catch up for y'all. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Mike. None of your videos are quick. I know. I could talk about this stuff all day long. Let's get this. I had to shut the door, and my big fan over here keeps blowing dust particulates all over the paint, and I have to come back and wipe it back down every now and then, but wipe it very carefully, folks, only with some sort of lubricant on the towels, and a very high quality, soft, but that's what they call a closed loop towel. Excellent for that kind of stuff. Excellent. Some professionals even say I'm too picky, Joe. They say, you know, if you didn't do all that stuff, you could get these things done a lot faster. Well, you know what? That's not what it's about to me. I don't like sending something out here that doesn't look as absolutely as good as I can possibly make it within the budget I was afforded. And I always try to explain carefully to the customer what they can expect from whatever budget they've allowed. I rarely, Joe, do what they call one-step or all-in-one polishes, because I'm just not happy with the results. So I just don't do them. I pretty much, unless somebody just absolutely insists, that's all. They just want a little shining gloss back to the paint. That's perfect for that. But you're not going to remove this level of scratch removal and contaminant removal, so forth and so on, with a one-step or an all-in-one polish. I don't care what buffer you're using. I don't care what pad you're using. I don't care how good you are. You're not going to get this level of results from an all-in-one or a one-step polish. It's not going to happen. I've tried many times. It's just not. Like I say, Joe, I don't know if you were on earlier, but this clear coat, even though it's very thick, up about 8 to 10 mils of paint on here, Joe. That's a lot. That's a lot of paint. But whoever mixed this clear coat, and I had a paint guy come by and look at this for me, I said, why is this clear coat so soft? I mean, when you feel of it, it even feels soft when you feel of it with your hand, Joe. He said, whoever did this did not put enough hardener in the clear coat, in his opinion. That's why it's so soft. I don't know. I'm not really a painter. I hadn't done any painting in many years, and all the paints and all that stuff has changed dramatically over the time, so I don't know about it nowadays, but that's what he told me. Ugh, I don't know, but it is extremely soft. You have to be extra cautious when you're wiping off your compounds and your polish and all that kind of stuff, because it's very easy to scratch it again if you're not careful. So I don't do what I call a dry wipe. I use clay lubricant or something like that, or a quick detailer with some lubrication in it to clean off and get to the point where I can check my work and get to this point. I do not dry wipe it off when the clear coat is this soft, because if you do, you'll end up having to buff it again. Anyway, hey, Mr. Turner, you got here just in time for me to sign off. But at this rate, when it's going to be that I'll finish. And I've got some particular problems up on the roof. Mostly buffer marks from, there again, the previous buffer I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys this from down here, but I can see right there. I don't know if y'all can pick that up right there. Those are buffer marks from a rotary buffer. When I get on my ladder and all and get to that up there, I'll show you guys. But I may have to end up wet sanding some of that. But those are buffer marks from a rotary buffer. I'm not knowing, I can't tell if y'all are picking any of that up, but it's pretty bad, pretty bad. The rest of the roof's not terrible. Hey David, thank you sir. But anyway, I'm gonna get started on my vent cowl here, and then after I finish that, then I will be moving up to the roof. I'm like everybody else. I don't like doing the roof. It's hard to reach, it's hard to get in the right position, it's hard on your arms. You know, getting out in the middle of this hood is hard on your arms. You take an 8-10 pound buffer, and you know, that's more than an arm's reach for me. That's my arm's reach. And I'm still, what, 8 inches short of the middle of the hood? Oh man. So you have to really lean over, and you have to kind of hold that thing out there. And you know, the weight of the buffer is all the pressure you need. I never put down pressure to speak of on a buffer, but you have to slow way down so you don't mess up. And it does fatigue your body, especially when you're an old guy like me. And you run into the same problem up there. It's a long reach, especially on these wide trucks like this. But that's just part of it. Of course, when I get back here, it's okay, because I can reach better. Okay, folks, appreciate you guys, but I could not be happier with that shine. And that has no protection on it whatsoever, folks. There's nothing. That is what we call virgin clear coat. There is no wax, no sealant, no nothing, because I paint prepped everything off. So you can imagine what it's going to look like when I get some the titanium sealant on there, which is what this one's getting at the finish. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great day. Even though it's storming here in Sharpsburg, I don't know if it's storming where y'all are at or not, but it's kind of good. Boy, it dropped the temperature a lot. And I don't like to turn my AC on unless I have to. Okay, guys. Like, tag, share, follow, comment. You know what they say? Thumbs up, thumbs down, all that stuff. If you're on YouTube, subscribe and all that stuff. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day, folks.